Welcome everyone, this is Silver Streams and Pearl here with another video. Just decided to make a little story today or something I wanted to talk about, and welcome every pony in person or whatever being you might be, whether it be from another galaxy or far, far away. Anyway, let's get to the point. So today basically I'm going to talk a little bit about religion and how I think of it. So I guess we'll start out with the basics. So originally there's Christianity, which was with God and Satan. I'm not going to go into all the details when it comes to religion. I'm sure you know your basis. So my outlook on that is there was God and Satan, and God is basically meant to be the good guy. I have nothing against God or Satan. I just don't really make do with them anymore. So I thought, why would God make a path for someone? It's basically as if he set the world to do. Basically, there was already the seal and the chains for 1,000 years, and I kind of thought about it like MLP, as if Luna was banished to the moon because of jealousy, and Satan was banished from the throne. He was also jealous of God's jealousy. I mean, honestly, it didn't have to be this way. Basically Satan's path was sealed. It was not destined. It was his destiny, but because God made it. It honestly makes me think as if there was another religion beforehand, and I don't know. I mean, there could be a thing. So basically, my theory was, some people think God is the real God, would be Source, and we may not be wrong. Source is otherwise known as Gaia for Earth. There's Terra, but I'm not referring to the Earth. I'm more referring to God, Source, basically the void. And I'm thinking Source was before the void. Oh, well, the void is nothing. I mean, God couldn't just come from nothing without a source being there, and Source is the void. I mean, you think about it, there had to be something to create something. There's always a first-hand source. There's God as the creator, but the creator had to come from a source, otherwise known. Just look at source material. I mean, on the internet in a certain way, otherwise known in New Age religion, but that's not the point. So Satan basically had to be taken and put in hell because it was his destiny. I'm really not trying to make God a big guy. I'm not a bad guy, but my problem with it is, I don't know. I just don't understand sometimes. I mean, it just doesn't seem very fair. I mean, the guy literally had no choice. I mean, how do y'all feel about this? Tell me. I know the story is Celestia is part. Let's look at God's outlook on this. God put Satan in hell because he wanted to make the world. How can I put this? I wasn't really writing this down. I was really going to take it from mine, and that's why I was thinking about it earlier. Sorry if I stutter. I have autism and some other stuff, but this is why I think this stuff through it. I'm a empath, by the way. If anyone's interested in knowing readings by certain stuff, I'm available. My dad always called God a jealous God, and he was a bit jealous. He wanted to be his way. That's the way I feel about it. So, if you're jealous, why would you just take the throne for yourself? I mean, really, a good example is of how you could have done it was with Celestia and Luna from MLP. They shared the throne in the end. Night Now Moon was basically another example of being banished, because at the end, it is said, after the 1,000-year reign, Satan shall be released from his throne, and the mighty angel shall take the chains off the dragon, and it shall reign for over another 1,000 years. So that's basically 1,000 years will be known as the Summer Sun celebration, and which is known as the deity of Sun God. And Satan's also known as the Prince of the Power of the Air. So, most Christians would usually know this. And Night Now Moon is known as night, which Satan is also known as darkness. So basically, this can be thrown in many different ways. I just don't know exactly where to go with this. Now, a lot of you, I'm sure, may be interested with symbols. Now, Solomon, let's talk about Solomon. Solomon was a good example of a good guy that some people think to be a witch or something. Because most Christians, like my father, consider magic evil. And magic is not evil. It is another form of power, or otherwise something we can't explain. Such as electricity, well, we can explain it, but electricity, fire, earth, air, water, those are elements. That's basically a form of magic if it's wielded by a human or another being. So it would be a little different if it was from a weapon or something. Well, a lot different. Anyway, Solomon was known as, I don't know, he was known as a Wiccan or pagan, or he was just part of a cult. In some perspectives, he used his own symbol, the Soul Solomon, to summon and invoke demons and persecute them, so that they may not hurt him, so he could get answers, basically like an interrogation almost, making things look either ugly, good, or what. I don't know where good, because I don't know all that much. I'm just going to let y'all do the research on that. I'm just going by what I wanted to talk about today. So I'm about to go to bed soon because I got to go to my day program. Okay. I wrote a little journal. I have a journal with some strange symbols. I was also curious if anyone could find out. So I'll take some pictures and I will post them. If you want to see them, if anybody likes symbols, it'll be in the video if I haven't shown it yet. So maybe my next video will be about my symbols. And I used to have a lot of journals writing about a bunch of stuff about my friendship lessons, and I've learned a few things. I don't want to spoil what I've learned, but I don't think it's probably the best thing. But most humans, this is what I want to talk about too, that will relate to that part. Honestly, friendship ceased to exist because God, we wouldn't be in this in the first place if Adam and Eve didn't eat that apple. They were forced. It was a seal. The destiny of the Bible. The Bible is basically like a seal. It was meant to be. The book didn't have to be wrote like that. It may have came from someone, but it came from God himself originally. He wrote it. Maybe it's more as if God was a alien or something, or just a source of higher power, and people look down on him. That's the way a lot of religions are, like otherwise the Mayans or the Egyptians. But then there was the thing where they had the magic powers, like the rod, and what was it, Solomon, or I'm pretty sure Solomon too. He dropped that rod and it turned into a snake and ate the other rods that turned into snakes. And he had the plagues. And then there was Passover, which is, there's a lot of things from that show, the NLP. I didn't know think to do that. But yeah, there's Nightmare Night. Now, just Halloween. I'm trying to not get off subject here. So, yeah. And I think I'll end my video there. If you want more information, just email me at greavescolby@gmail.com. That's REAVES Colby, COLBY, at symbol gmail.com. That's GMAIL.com. If you can't spell by the way. Thank you. Leave a like and peace, broha. Bye.
You've come such a long, long way, and I've watched you from that very first day, to see how you might grow, to see what you might do, to see what you've been through, and all the ways you've made me proud of you. You have proven that